Hello. Shout out to the one person that was waiting. I'll give it a bit until hopefully more people come. I feel like this is an awkward time. I don't know if there will be many people here, but we shall see anyway. I'm mad at Disney. They tricked me. Hello, Victor. How are you? Me today. Camille was gonna live stream in the morning, but whoa, hello, hi. Wow, people out of nowhere. Camille was like, oh, I'll just live stream tomorrow. But I was like, you've live streamed so much. Like, I've got it. And she was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, we chillin'. I have nails right now. And I don't know how to like act. I can't. Okay, this is like really stupid. So every time, the first time that I ever got acrylic nails, like long nails like this, was in high school. And like I didn't keep them for very long. I had them for like 2 months just because I couldn't do things with it. I just couldn't adapt very well. But then, like, I'm always like, yeah, I can only have short nails. Like, I can't have long nails. Like, I don't know how to, like, function or, like, do anything with them. But then I still like them, and I still think they're really pretty. So then I get them every once in a while. These ones are fake. They're not, like, actual acrylics. But, like, now I'm, like, don't know how to do basic things like open this zipper. I called this a zipper. This is a sticker. I woke up, like, half an hour ago. So bear with me. Trying to get my travel permits done, off to Monaco for Christmas, then Moscow for New Year's Eve. Wow. Be safe. Hello, Nadia. I'm so happy to see you. Yay. Hello, Shania Lover. I'm happy to see you as well. Or read what you have to say. Camille was like, you can do the live stream in my room if you want to like react to things if you don't have anything to talk about. And I was like, no, I'll figure something out to talk about. That was like yesterday afternoon, and I still haven't figured out what I'm going to talk about. So hope y'all are feeling chatty today, because, oh, that is a language that I do not speak. Let me get Google Translate going here. Well, maybe y'all can help me choose a song because I need to, okay. Greetings to the people. Privet svůj narod. I probably butchered the hell out of that, but I tried my best. Privet. I know that means hello. So Christmas is coming up, obviously, and my family always does a like little Christmas, or the kids, the young people in the family normally put on like a Christmas performance. And I wasn't planning on doing it this year, but since this year sucked, I thought I might as well because my grandma really likes it. And so I'm thinking of singing a song, but I'm kind of torn between a few songs right now. So maybe y'all can help me. I can maybe play a little bit of a snippet so I don't get copywritten, and then y'all can help. I don't know Russian real well. I don't know Russian at all. I started to learn how to like read it, but because a lot of its characters look like English characters, but then they're pronounced differently, it was really messing with my brain. So that was hard. But Russian is interesting. I know someone that speaks it. I do not speak it. I can't get this sticker off of the thing. I want to put it on my Hydro Flask. It's a Black Lives Matter sticker. I got it at a coffee shop, And the only reason why I got it was because the coffee shop was like, all proceeds to those go to Black Lives Matter. And I was like, wow, thanks for not profiting off this movement that is so important. Okay, I got it. I don't know where to put it. Boom. I have a house guest. You may like her music. And why is that? Get a pair of tweezers from your makeup stash. Oh, for the sticker. I was like, why do I need tweezers? I was like, are my eyebrows like not? I don't even know if I have. No, I know I have a tweezer. Or I know I have tweezers. I just don't know where they are. I was looking for them the other day and I couldn't find it. But anyway, Shania Lover, how are you? And the other people watching, y'all can talk if you'd like. I feel like the lighting in here is really bad. I'm mad at Disney. I was watching TikToks before I started this, so now my head is just like TikTok sounds right now. What's been going on with me that I can talk about? Because like that's what this is like. That's what I usually do when I come on here, right? I just like chat about my life. Not better than a few days ago. You know, that's good. That's good. We like progression. We like improving. She's Taylor, lead singer of Your house guest is the lead singer of The Pretty Reckless? I've heard of that before. Wait a second. I can't type on my phone with these nails. Isn't that Taylor Momsen? As in what? I'm a little confused. As in Cindy Lou Who from oh my gosh. She just dropped 25 off her new album Death by Rock and Roll. Yes. Like she physically went to you. Like Taylor Momsen was in your presence, is what I'm understanding. I'm like literally waiting for you to respond to this question because my mind is blown. Let me tell people that I'm here. That's the one. Wow. That's so cool and so random. Like, what? Live on Lovely Wolf. Boom. She's in my kitchen at the moment? What? Okay, tell her I say hi. Okay, so let's see what has been going on that I can talk about. Um, I feel like my brain is just kind of like I don't even know, like my brain is somewhere else. That's for sure. I finished my first quarter of this year, so I'm officially on winter break. I finished on Thursday. Um, and fun fact, when I'm on break, my brain is completely shut off. Like I don't like to think about school. I don't like to worry about academics and whatnot when I'm on a break. Um, I have a music studio in my house. Victor, what goes on, man? um, so, but yesterday I was having the hardest time relaxing. So yesterday was like my first official day of break, and I just, for the life of me, could not relax. I was freaking out so much yesterday, and I don't know why. I was like having so much anxiety, but like I'm feeling all right today. I made sure I slept in. I slept in till like 10:30. I don't even know. Um, so I'm feeling all right today, but finals were rough. Well, not so much the physical tests themselves, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't believe in tests. Like in life, like say you're like a doctor or something. I don't know what being a doctor is like, but I can imagine that like when you're dealing with a patient, or like surgeons when you're cuz okay, yeah, so like someone in the medical field, when you're dealing with patients and stuff like that, yeah, you need to know things, and you need to know things off the top of your head. But let's say there's something that like you're having a hard time with. What do? You go research about it. You go do research to like figure it out and figure out the diagnosis or like whatever. And same thing when like you're a lawyer or something, you're dealing with a case, what do you need to do? You need to do research, and you're constantly like learning and reviewing things. Tests, I feel like, don't exist in real life. So why do we have so much stress put on ourselves in academics and then like have to know everything? Like I feel like tests are like such a big flaw in the education system because it's not about what you know, it's about what you memorized. So I don't believe in tests. So ergo, when I'm taking a test, I have my notes with me because of course I'm gonna have my notes with me because like literally I don't like what's the point? I'm gonna like and most of the classes that I'm taking right now anyway aren't gonna like affect me in the long run. Like I was in an entomology class, bugs. I don't care about bugs. I don't I'm not gonna spend the rest of my life learning about bugs. And same with like my mythology class. Like, yeah, it was fun, but like it's not gonna advance me in my career. So when I was taking the final, of course I had notes like with me and like references to look up. I wasn't supposed to, but like yeah, cuz obviously like it's just not that anyway. Um yeah, so I did good on the tests. It was the essays that stressed me out a lot. Taylor's here. She says hello to everyone. Hello, Taylor. Hi, I'm Nadia. So nice to like meet you kind of. Do you have the ability to get a video feed in? I do not, sadly. Um, yeah. One of my friends, tell Taylor that one of my friends has a big crush on her. Yeah. I know you were surprisingly shy when you interviewed your dad about his past. Yeah, I mean, it's not that I was shy. I just like because with my dad and like his stories and stuff, my dad is super humble, and I never know if I'm, like, pushing any boundaries by asking him to talk about it all the time, and we've never really done an on-camera, really sit down type of deal, so I didn't wanna, like, I don't know, overstep or something, but that was really fun to film, um, 'cause I love my dad, and I love my dad's stories. They're always so much fun, and I never get tired of hearing them, even if I've heard it 1,000 times before, I will listen to it 1,000 times more. Mm, but anyway, so yeah, it was like the essays for like my finals that was really a lot and like really messing with me because I'm an English major and I hate writing essays. And I feel like I've talked about this before, but just to give a brief overview, yeah, I don't like writing essays. Mostly because one, there's just so many like restrictions, like MLA format. Who cares? Like, why can't I just write words on a paper and be done with that? But anyway, so there's that. I have a really hard time communicating my thoughts and articulating them. So, like, having to, like, write a 5-page essay, let alone a 3-page essay is just so difficult for me. And so I had to write 2, technically 3, because for one of my English finals, I had to answer these 2 questions in, like, essay format or whatever, but they're not, like, official essays. I had to write 2 essays, one for mythology, one for my critical methods class, which is kind of like this like English philosophy class, whatever. Um, I lucked out because with the way the prompts were for both of them, I was able to use BTS and write about BTS. So that was like for my mythology class, what we had to do is we had to get a post classical example of mythology being used and like analyze it and stuff. So like modern day mythology, like Nike and stuff, like that's mythology. Hey Nadia, I'm Taylor Momsen. Would you like to have an interview sometime? I mean, yeah, sure. I don't know how good of an interviewer I would be, but maybe I'll talk to Camille, my sister, about it and stuff. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like BTS have this song called Dionysus, and Dionysus is the god of wine. So I was like, here we go. I'll just analyze this song. So that was easy. And then for the other essay, I had to like this one was more complicated, but basically I just had to like take something and analyze it like all the theorists that we learned about or whatever, and then I had to reference like it was just so much, but I used BTS's recent album and I analyzed it and it was hard, but I did it and I'm actually pretty proud of how they turned out. So if I get a bad grade on those essays, I will be kind of sad. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Oh, you want to see something like okay, so as y'all can tell, I have a lot of stuff on the walls in my room and I moved back home. Oh, I can talk about that. Okay. Well, I'll get to that. I moved back home and so I took all the stuff off of my walls in my apartment and I brought it back here. And like when I moved into the apartment, I didn't take much off of the walls here to like take there. It was just kind of an accumulation of things, like other things that I had, and I put it on the walls. Um, so, and these walls are pretty filled. So I brought all this stuff back, and I'm like, how am I going to make it fit? So I'm going through like a bit of a crisis right now because, okay, look at my floor. See all this stuff? So, like, pretty much all of this, and like, there's 2 stacks of Polaroid. This is 1 stack. This is 1 stack of Polaroids. I have another one a little bit bigger than this. All those were on the walls in my room at my apartment. And I'm not going to hang up the Polaroids. I think I'm going to get an album instead. But I have all that stuff. And then, like, as y'all can tell, oh, this was in my apartment also. I hung it up here. Like, this, it looks kind of empty because I started taking stuff down, but like, These are the walls in my room. Um, and like, here's my thing. I love aesthetics a lot. And when someone has an aesthetic and they just like, they are that aesthetic and they like are it to a T and they know like who they are and what their style is and whatnot. I have so much respect for them. Me, that's not it. I like so many different aesthetics. I like so many different things and I can't stick to one type of deal. And it's like I don't know how to express that in my room. And like that's why I painted my walls white so I could do whatever and I didn't have to stick to one theme. But I still want it to look cohesive and I don't want it to look like a 12-year-old collage. Um am I explaining, are y'all catching my drift? Basically, I to put it plain and simple, I have a lot of K-pop stuff, and I am really proud of being a K-pop stan. But I feel like I'm borderlining the too much. Like I feel like I'm about to hit. This is a lot, um, as far as like posters and pictures and stuff like that. And it's like I don't want to only be seen as a K-pop stan. I want to express the other things that I like. Um, but then again, it's my room. Like, I should just be doing what makes me happy. Does this make sense? This is the biggest first world problem I have probably ever talked about, but that's where I'm at right now. We're going to Monte Carlo with Vic. He's leaving to French Riviera to Milan. Then we have to do a show New Year's Eve in Moscow. How's the pandemic situation in those places? That's my question. I've always wondered what you would do with the show must go on lyrics in the apartment. Hi, I'm from Brazil and I love your work. Hi, thank you. I'm going to go play some music and have a great day. I'll give Vic back the phone. Oh, yeah, have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. Um, the show, Shania Lover, the show must go on lyrics are here. They weren't at my apartment. They're this half of the wall. And like, okay, so the thing is with those lyrics, for y'all that don't know, the on this wall over here, from like the top to about here is the lyrics for The Show Must Go On by Queen, which is like my favorite song. And then from the end of it to the bottom are the lyrics to When the Day Met the Night by Panic at the Disco, because that's my favorite song by them. And I don't really want to cover it because I really love like that they're there and stuff. But the thing is, see those white spaces and stuff? That's the One Direction logo. And that's just not me anymore. Like I don't regret doing it because I was a really big One Direction fan and like I won't like I don't regret that. So it's like but I just don't want it there anymore. And I can't just like fill it in with random words because then it'll mess up the flow of the song. So that's why I started putting posters there. So I'll probably put stuff there, but then I feel like it's gonna look so cluttered. So I low key want to repaint that wall. But then if I do, then that wall, if I repaint that wall, then I have to repaint the whole room because then that wall is gonna be super bright. I don't know. I don't even know why this is important, but y'all came to this live stream. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I have direct invite from Prince Albert of Monaco. I travel in a private plane. So you're just like living life to the fullest. Okay, you know what really pisses me off? I get emails from like job search engines and stuff because like, oh, I quit my job. I can get into that in a second. I get emails from job search engines that are like that alert me when something in the area is hiring. I get an email like almost every day for Michaels, like this craft store chain in the US, saying that like they're hiring, Michaels near you is hiring for cashier, and it's like I applied to them so many times, and I am more than qualified to be a cashier at a Michaels, so why haven't they hired me? I literally hate the job search process so much. Did you ever like Boys to Men? um yes, like I know who Boys to Men is. Why can't I grammar today? I know of Boys to Men. Have I ever, like, explicitly listened to their music? No. But every time I hear them sing, I like it. So, yeah. They're actually featured in my favorite Christmas song, which is Fa La La by Justin Bieber, featuring Boys to Men. It's a really good song. Totally recommend it. But yeah, I quit my job. So I was working at a Kohl's in the city that my apartment is in and where I go to school. Um, um, Kohl's is like a department store, like a clothing, home, whatever store. I was working at a Kohl's for about a month. And at first, when I got the job, I was like, this is great, such a good, like, safe job. I feel good here. And that's true. I did really like working at Kohl's. Like, I felt safe at the beginning because the way their system works in regards to like the pandemic and everything was like when you go in, you have to get your temperature checked before you start work. You need to wear gloves and a mask the entire time. And they have like the plexiglass at the cash register to keep that like boundary with customers. And after every single customer, we had to wipe down the like counter and stuff with a disinfectant. So I was like, oh yeah, this will really be good for my anxiety. Like I won't freak out. Like I feel like this is like good. So it went on for a couple weeks and I was already having a lot of inner turmoil about whether I wanted to move back or not. Like I knew I wanted to move back home, but it was just like it was difficult because I had just moved back to my apartment and I got a job and all that. So whatever. But then it started to get even worse than it already was in California in regards to like COVID-19 and stuff. Like cases were just skyrocketing. Like we were already doing bad, but like then it got really bad. And that was like not sitting well with me. And it's like the store was already at 50% capacity. I don't even believe that anymore. And then the governor put us in a state of lockdown. Um, I put it in quotation marks because we were supposed to be in a really strict lockdown, but that's not happening because no one is cooperating. But so when he did that, when he sent out that order, I overheard managers talking, and they were saying that the store needs to go down to 20%. So they can only allow in 20% of the capacity at a time. And they said that they were probably going to need to lay off a lot of people in order to meet those requirements. So I was 100% expecting to be laid off because I was just a seasonal worker. Days went by, a week went by, nothing. And I noticed that the store was busy all the time. Like people heard our governor say, yeah, stay at home order. And they said, all right, cool, let's go out shopping. Like no one is listening to anything. People are really selfish and don't want to help make things better. And it's so infuriating. But anyway, and then one day before one of my shifts, I got a text message that said, oh, hey, this is HR. We learned of a positive COVID case in your store. A manager will reach out to you if you are in contact with the person, but we're doing all we can to stay safe. So like, don't worry. And I started freaking out because I was like, oh my gosh, someone tested positive. Like, Was I near them? Did I ever work with them? I went into work. I went into work that day and found out that 3 people tested positive, not just one person, 3. And thankfully, they worked in a different department in the store. So I was not near them, thankfully, I don't think at least. I didn't have direct contact with them, so at least there was that. So that was the last shift that I worked at Kohl's. So there was that happening. There was like, because that's an outbreak. Like if 2 people test positive in a work environment, that's an outbreak. Um, and hello, from Kazakhstan. Um, so there was that happening. Next thing that was happening was the managers were just making a really unapproachable environment for me. Um, and what I mean by that is like I was at home after that shift and I noticed and I had called out of my next shift because I just had a previous engagement that I needed to do and I couldn't go into work that day. So I called off. And then I noticed that the next shift that I was supposed to work was taken off of the schedule on like this app that we have. So then I called the store immediately to ask if there was a schedule change because like I was at home, I couldn't drive all the way back to work to go look. Um, and I was speaking to a manager and she was like, "Oh, you're actually not supposed to look at the app. Like you were told that." And I was like, "Oh, no, I wasn't told that when I got hired. It was a coworker that told me about the app. I didn't know." And she was like, "No, you were told." And I was like, "Hello? What?" And then I was like, "Oh, okay. So does that mean that nothing on the schedule changed?" And she was like, "Well, I don't know. I don't have the schedule in front of me, so I can't tell you. So let me go get the schedule and then I'll tell you." It's like being super rude and like the tone of her voice was just really like, oh my God, it made me, ugh, it really made me angry. And she was like, "Oh, yeah, you were actually supposed to work yesterday, but you were a no call, no show." And I was like, no, I did call yesterday. I called at around 11:45 and I spoke to a manager and said I couldn't come in. And then she was like, "Okay, well, yeah, you work tomorrow." And then she hung up. And I was like, "Okay, cool." So then I went and I did my shift that next day. And then I got another text message saying that someone tested positive in the store. And I was like, oh, so by that point, I had already decided that I was moving back home. And I did move back home. And I was trying really hard to find another job here. I was like applying to so many places. I was going to keep on going to work, but with the way the managers were treating me and the amount of text messages I was getting saying that there were COVID cases um, from people in the store, I was like really hesitant about going back. Then they scheduled me to work on days that I had finals. Like literally, I had finals this past Monday and Tuesday at 3 p.m. and they scheduled me at 3 p.m. So I called to try to get that figured out and they were like, "No, like you need to come to the store and you need to look at the schedule and you need to find people that are available and you need to call them to see if they could take your shift." And I was like, "Okay." And then my dad told me like, "No, they're the ones that are supposed to do that, not you." And I was like, "Okay." And then I got a third text message saying that people tested positive in the store. So I was like, there is no way I am setting foot in that store. And on top of, I didn't even, okay, on top of that, they said that they were supposed to go down to 20% capacity and they were not. The last shift that I worked there, it was extremely busy. I can't even articulate how busy it was in the store. Like a lot of times stores now are having areas outside of the store where people can line up because people are monitoring how many people are in the store. They were not doing that. There was no place to line up outside. No one was keeping track of how many people were in the store at a time. We had all 7 registers up and running at one point, which was just over the limit, too crowded. So when I got that third text message that was like, "Hey, like, we learned of another positive case, like, whatever." I was like, "No, I am not setting foot in that store again. I'm done." So I quit. And I felt good. I was like, "You know what? Screw this place." Like, literally, I don't this is why I hate capitalism. Because we're in a whole pandemic right now, and California is doing terrible. We are not doing good at all, and there was, like, a stay-home order lockdown thing put in place, but that excluded retail because it's the holiday season and, this is where companies get their, like, best, like, sales or whatever. This is where they sell a lot of stuff because it's the holiday, so no, we're not gonna, like, shut down business because we gotta keep, like, getting money. I hate that so much because it's like retail business is not essential. Like, I don't know, I could get into a whole rant on why I hate capitalism, but just know I'm angry and jobless right now. But it's fine. I moved back home, and that's all that matters. So yeah, the reason why I moved back home was because I just was not happy living on my own at the moment. In normal times, it would be fine. But in the middle of a global pandemic where the world is scary and I'm having the worst anxiety of my life, I could not do it. And I was coming home every weekend anyway. So I talked to my mom and I was like, "Hey, I know I was only at the apartment for like 2 months, but I really want to move back." And she was like, "Yeah, that's fine." I was like, "Cool, thanks." So I moved back and here I am. And now you're caught up in the life of Nods. I feel like I just unloaded a lot, so give me a second to like regroup. I just have like I just have no tolerance for people who don't believe in the pandemic or don't take it seriously cuz it's like how selfish and stupid are you, you know? Like yeah, I've gotten into arguments with people before cuz it's like dude, my best friend had COVID. Like, I've seen what it does, like, I know it's real, like, I didn't even need like, my best friend didn't even need to get COVID for me to know that it was real, and there are people that want to make a big deal out of it just because what? They're told to stay home to protect people? Like, ugh, give me a break. I saw this one woman in my last shift at work. There was this woman that was wearing a mask. First of all, it was falling down her nose, which was already making me angry. Because listen, if y'all see people wearing a mask below their nose, or if you wear a mask below your nose, just know you annoy me so much because that is not how you're supposed to wear it. But anyway, so there was already that, but her mask said, worn by force, not by fear. And I literally looked at her and I could not stop laughing. She, like, glared at me. I wasn't even the one checking her out, like, at the cash register, but I couldn't stop laughing because it's like, how much of an idiot do you have to be to, like, "Oh, people are telling you, 'Hey, you need to wear a mask because there's a global pandemic, and wearing a mask will not only protect you, but it will protect other people.'" How can someone hear that and go, "Why are you forcing me to do this? This is ridiculous. I shouldn't have to wear this. This is a free country." Like, it's the lack of brain cells for me in some people. Yeah. I have no patience for those types of people, but that's life. No matter what, there's going to be idiotic people. So just gotta learn to deal with it, I guess. I go through it all the time, so don't be surprised if Chris and other male friends ask you to scratch their arms or scalp her back with your new nails. Um, I saw Chris the other day, and he did not ask me that. Mostly because he would know that I would not do that if he did. Um, yeah. I live on my farm. It's 3,700 acres. I have to walk about 200 yards after dark. I can see the lights of my neighbors. That sounds terrifying. Like, power to you if it's what you like. But as a woman, walking in the dark does not sound like fun. Yeah. Um, but anyway, I don't think I'm going to be going to the full hour today. I mean, it's been 40 minutes because my brother and my sister-in-law got in today. Um, no, Shania Lover, that's just not, no. That's just kind of weird to me. If someone were to ask me to do that, I'd say no thanks. But anyway, my brother and my sister-in-law came in today, and I haven't seen them in a long time, so I'm just gonna go spend some time with them and stuff. And as you can see from my room, I have a lot of work to do. um, but anyway, thank y'all for being here. I feel like I was really all over the place today, and I ranted a lot. I'm sorry about that. Um, no, I'm not. I'm not sorry about that actually. But thanks for being here. If you're here for the whole time or just a little bit, I appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon. We have some cool videos lined up for y'all in the upcoming days, so stay tuned for that. But on that note, peace out. Catch y'all later. See y'all. For those of you on Patreon, I don't think there's anyone from Patreon here. For those of you on Patreon, I'll post right now. But everyone else, see y'all tomorrow. Bye.